So let's take a look at some rules of exponents. One rule of exponents is that if you're multiplying the same base, then you add the exponents. Alright, so for example, if you take a look at your packet on page 5, on number 1, I have the expression 4b cubed times 8b squared. Alright, so when I do this, I'm going to go ahead and multiply my two numbers together, so I have 4 times 8. And then I have the same bases. I have base b and base b again. Since b's are the same, and I'm multiplying b cubed times b squared, I have to go in and add the exponent, so I'm going to do 3 plus 2. So that's going to give me 4 times 8, which is 32, and then b to the 3 plus 2, so 32, b to the 5th. Alright, then we got two more rules. One rule is that now if we're dividing the same base, we have to subtract the exponents, and another property says that anything to the 0 power is going to equal 1. Alright, so here I have 63 divided by 9. So since I'm dividing, I want to go ahead and divide that. And 63 divided by 9 is 7. Then I'm going to work with my bases that are the same. I have a squared over a to the first, so I have a to the 2 minus 1. And then I have b over b, so that's b to the 1 minus 1. And then I also have c to the first over c to the first, so that's c to the 1 minus 1. So then when I simplify this, I get 7 a to the 2 minus 1, so a to the first power, and then b to the 0, and c to the 0. So that gives me 7a, and then my b to the 0 and c to the 0 just cancel out because it's just 1, so my final answer is 7a. Alright, my next couple rules are that, number 1, if you're raising either a power or a quotient to an exponent, you have to, quote, distribute that exponent. So, for example, in this problem, I have in the denominator xy to the negative third power. X and y both have an exponent of 1, so I have to take that negative 3 and I have to distribute it to both of my exponents. So what that ends up giving me is still up top x to the 5th, y squared, z to the 8th, divided by now x to the negative third power, y to the negative third power. Another rule says that if I want to make a negative exponent become positive, if it's in the numerator, I have to move it to the denominator, or vice versa. So if it's in the denominator, I have to move it to the numerator. Alright, so I have x to the negative 3 and y to the negative 3 in the in the denominator, so I have to put it in the numerator. So this is going to give me x to the 5th, y squared, z to the 8th, still in the numerator, but now I have to take those negative exponents, put them in the numerator, so that gives me x cubed, y cubed, all up top to be multiplied together. So now I go back to the fact that if I have the same base, if I'm multiplying them, I have to add their exponents. So I have x to the 5th and x to the 3rd, so that's x to the 5 plus 3, which is x to the 8th. And then I also have y squared and y cubed. Since I'm multiplying them, I would do y to the 2 plus 3, which is y to the 5th, and then that leaves me with a z to the 8th. So my final answer is x to the 8th, y to the 5th, z to the 8th.